My name is James, T for Thomas, Solanikos. Originally was Dimitrios Stamos Solanikos.
Rosaline Ruth Gleason Hayes, born in 1933 in New Rochelle, New York. So I'm a New Yorker.
My name is Agiliki. That was Mathinu, Togianos, my father's. And now it's Agiliki Salonikos.
I was American citizen when I came out. I was born as an American citizen. But I had to have a certificate because I already had a birthday. They changed it. That time there was a little prejudice towards the foreigners. And they changed it from Dimitri to Jimmy.
Both born in Ireland. My father came over here when he was about, I think he was 19 or 20. My mother was brought over by her father when she was 2 years old.
I came from Greece, the little island, named Skathos. And I left from there, I was 19 years old. And I came to the United States, and I don't know English, I don't know nothing.
I was the only child because both of my parents, they was kind of old. My father was 16 when I was born, and my mother, I think, was 50, 51, something like that.
So older parents.
Well, I just made it.
It was depression. And my mother had been working, already had a job, and she was a nursemaid. She lived with a family. He got a job as a milkman. He had a horse-drawn milk truck and delivering milk. And that was a good job in those days. To have any job was a good job in those days.
I started working as in a cafeteria, which means a coffee house. And I used to make the coffees and deliver, get the order and things like that. And I always work. I had to work, Well, this way, not only the work, it would discipline me instead of being in the streets and learn the things that you shouldn't learn. Working, you earn and you appreciate because you earn it. I think I started but right after my father died. I was about 8 years old. Until 16, when I left Greece, I was working, different jobs.
With my mother, I would go everywhere. My mother, he's not married. He loves us, he have us to go anywhere we go. She never say no. He come with us everywhere.
We could walk to the library and get our books and sit outside next to the lake if you wanted to and read books. Sometimes I used to climb a tree and read a book too, because I kind of like to do that.
I sell cigarettes on the street, and then I work in a tailor shop. Supposed to be learning the trade, which I kept it, whatever I learned, and it gave me a good life for the rest of my life.
Dancing by yourself, they come families, we know, cousins, in the house, and even if we have a music, nothing, and singing and dancing.
There was woods next door. We were dead end, the last street on the last house on the street, and my father and the other men in the neighborhood put horseshoe courts up there. And after dinner, my father would walk down the street clanging the horseshoes to bring the other men out to go play a game of horseshoes. Because it was, late in the 40s, you didn't have telephones or anything, because if you didn't get a phone before the war, you had no phone until years after the war.
My father is a boat maker. Yeah, they have our own machine too. And they make boats, they fix the boats, and they have, a lot of people working for him. At the time, in fact, after they died, we live with his place, with the machines. They give us rent, for that. And after the World War II, everything is disappeared. We have nothing.
Was written down by the Germans. If you kill one German, we will kill 50 Greeks. And we know they're going to come in and they're going to massacre together. And we all left and went up to the mountains. When they come in, and the next morning they're shooting, they're putting houses on fire. Oh,
they burned the house and everything is go away, nothing. We have nothing, even a blanket to...
There was nothing, absolutely nothing. No shoes. We don't have no shoes. You know what we used to wear for pants? Mattresses, because they used to have stripes and they used to dye them.
Real fireplace we have, and a real small room with 20 people in they come in and stay there.
The war had been going on in Europe, and I remember walking home from school, and there was an empty store where there was an area between the school, and then there's a commercial street, and then our house was a few blocks on the other side. So you'd cross the commercial street, and there had been an empty store there, and it was filled with, they had British flags, it was bundles for Britain. Everybody, they were trying to help, the Brits were under fire at that time. We were doing bundles from Ireland to Ireland.
We survived, we survived. We're happy though. I remember happy, but if you remember now, I'm crying all the time. It's not easy.
When I was 18, Tom and I wanted to get married, and my father said no. So the plan was for me to go to nursing school. I kind of wanted to go anyway, and in New York City, so I loved being in the city. And then we could get married quietly. But in those days, you had to get a blood test to get married. I really don't know if you still do. You had to get a blood test. So I told him to get a blood test down in North Carolina, and I would get a blood test in New York. Well, that was a good plan, except that I was supposed to give, when they asked your address, I was supposed to give East 68th Street in New York City. But instead, I gave 83 Halcyon Terrace in New Rochelle, and it was published in the New Rochelle paper. And my aunt called my mother up and said, Rosalie's getting married, she got her marriage license. So that kind of put the kibosh on it that time, too. But eventually we did get married. My parents said yes, and we did get married in New Rochelle, in the church.
That time was a very awful life because they have a revolution, the communists with the royalists, and it was very dangerous. You have to lock up yourself in 6 o'clock, lock the doors and everything, and just hoping nobody will knock the door, and what are you gonna, and that's what I make my decision. I thought that, you never think that life, things will change. I thought forever it will be that way, and I didn't want to live in a society that they hate each other, and that's where I make my mind that I'm going to live.
They have some lady, they keep coming to the house and say, oh, the men, they want Nancy to Agiliki, the name. They want Agiliki. Oh, say, no, I cry, not want to. Oh, say, my mom, say, okay. Well, you're on here.
We lived in the project, and it was wonderful. The project at that time, where you had to be a returning serviceman to get in. So it was all young people returning servicemen, or women whose husbands had died, war widows also were. It was Korean War at that time. And so there were a lot of young people. Everybody was having lots of kids. So it was a lot of fun.
I had to make a living. I worked as a busboy in a hotel downtown Hartford. And after that, I got through 2 o'clock. I had 2 jobs. I had one tailor shop working for 50 cents an hour, and then I walk and I go all the way down to Main Street in Hartford, and Charlie Rock Avenue was another tailor Italian guy, and I was working there for 3 hours for 75 cents. And this way I can have my dinner at night and my milk.
It was the baby boom. You must have heard about the baby boom years after World War II. Everybody. I was walking with about 3 or 4 kids down Main Street in Hartford, and I had a woman come up and say, "You're doing your bit for your country. Congratulations, having all those kids." It just was the thing to do. It was the baby boom years. Patrick, born in what, 1953. Rosaline, born in 1954. Noreen, born in 1955. Kathy, born in 1956. Maureen, born 1959. Eileen, born in 63. John, born in 64. And Pauline, born in 66.
The career was started at the beginning. We have a draft, and I went for my physical down in New Haven. I passed my physical, and meantime I joined the Naval Reserves, and I was making $100 extra a month for pressing the officer's uniform. And then they had a tailor shop, and I requested that I'm tailor and I can handle the tailor shop, which I got, and that's what I was doing the rest of my naval duty.
So we had to find a big house, which usually meant an old house, to get one with a lot of rooms. So we found one in Wethersfield, and I really wasn't familiar with Wethersfield, but I loved it. As soon as I came down Hartford Avenue and I saw the water in the cove, it felt like home because I grew up near water, and so I said this was great. I loved the street before I even loved the house.
I got my discharge, and I took a train from Oakland, California to Springfield, and from Springfield I took a bus and came to Hartford. I was here for a couple of months and a half, and I went back to Greece, and I married my beautiful wife, which
and after Papu come to the Scatho, he's young though for us. Some people it's old too, and they say, I say, my mom, well, it's up to her. I say, oh, what the hell? I say, let me get married because it's gonna start and do the same thing all the time. You make me sick. I say, okay, I'm gonna get married. I have a big head, red head with a τοφτερό, πώς το λέμε, feather. And I come out, of the aeroplane, and I don't know nobody, no language, nothing. I come out, and I walk. I say, where's it gonna go now?
There was a big building, and we want to climb upstairs, and the plane, coming in with the propeller, and then I saw Yaya coming down the stairs. I said, uh-oh, with the green hat and a little feather and a green coat. Yeah.
Next day, my husband say, you coming down, you gonna cook, and you coming down to the store. My husband have a store, he's a tailor, and we have cleaners. And how can I go down there? I don't know nothing. The time I go out, my shoes back. Now what you gonna do? I take my shoes in hand and I go to the bus. Everybody turn on me. They do it like this. They smell, the food smell. And I don't know what they're gonna say. Nothing, I'm sorry. Can't help it. My husband said, you have to cook to bring food down there. I have the first baby, the baby girl. The name is Zoe, and after I have Stamos, his name is Stamos, my son, 2 beautiful children, and in my life they come on better, and I started my focus, to the children and my house, and I forgot all the things I go through in the past. That was beautiful.
My first job after I was married, Maureen was a baby. We had 5 kids. We had a recession, so hours were cut. The Colt building in downtown Hartford, Colt had made their factory smaller. They moved a lot of their operations out, so they had a big empty floor, and they put a department store in there called King's Department Store. That was walking distance for me. So my girlfriend, who was neighbor and had 5 kids too, we both got jobs, evening jobs at King's Department Store. I was on the courtesy desk from 5 to 9, so I would take care of the kids. I would get kids all ready, bathed and in their pajamas to eat their supper. And Tom would come home. We'd eat supper. He'd just have to say to the kids, go to bed, everybody go to bed, and I'd leave and go work at the department store. I thought that was great.
Then this cleaner that I owned was for sale. And I got a good price. I think I paid $7,000 or $6,000, which I had accumulated, with her. And I was there all that time. I worked hard, and my wife worked hard also. It used to bring a lot of work. Oh, you daddy. I'm sorry, forget yourself.
It was the year your father was, Patrick was graduating from high school. We were really trying to save some money, hoping he could go to college. So I was working at Caldor. And Tom, in the meantime, he bought a business, a machine shop. He's a good machinist. And he had bought a machine shop, and he asked me to quit my job to go be his secretary and his driver, delivery person. I had 2 babies. I would have them in the back of the car, in their car seats, and drive to different factories to deliver parts. Going to Pratt & Whitney, and I'm going through the gate, and here's this lady driving in, and she's got 2 kids in car seats in the back seat. I'm delivering parts, and they let me go in, and I'd go up to receiving and get someone to sign for them and turn them in. I liked that. I liked working. I was working for nothing, but I mean, it was our income anyway, so it was good.
I used to bring work home, you see, and she would stay all night and do it, and in the morning would come, especially when before the schools were open. A lot of kids would come down the Salem Street and buy a new pair of pants or short, but mostly pants to take short and all that. And big other celebrities, entertainment, like Elvis Presley. I did some work for Elvis Presley. I met him, because he was playing in Hartford and Springfield and stay at the Hilton. And he gained some weight, and I had to let out his crotch. That was the joke in the newspaper.
Yeah, I guess you did what you had to do. And my kids also were pretty good. They were good help. Everybody had their Saturday jobs. I would post them on the blackboard on Saturday morning, and they could choose which Saturday job they wanted. And they were pretty good Saturday jobs. I mean, like Kathy was really good at cleaning the stove. She could take it all apart and clean it top to bottom. I guess you just did what you had to do.
I love to dance. For little girl, everybody say that to me, Nancy, dance. Let's go dance. Even the people here, they like. I love it. Even now, if we have, I can go. I'm old lady. I'm 76 years old. I would like to dance. Last night I danced alone for my TV. I put him in and dance for myself. I tell Papa get up and dance.
It's up to individual. If the dream won't come to you, you have to go and earn it. Nothing comes in to you. You just don't tie your hands and dreaming that you have to go and get it. This is the only country that you see other places if they see you try to get ahead and started to helping you, they try to keep you down. If you're not in the click they will. Here the edge they win, in my experience, they will help you to get ahead. I didn't feel like an immigrant. I felt like I belong here. And I'm still feeling. Not only that, but I mean, I blend in. I am proud of what I am, you know, to be a part of this society. I never regretted it. I never, a minute.
I'd probably go to New York City, which I do now and then anyway, and I just walk around the city. I love it. I'm perfectly content by myself, but I like to be around people too. I think that's important in life. There are a lot of people who can't be by themselves. They always have to seek someone else. I've known women and have friends who they can't go to the mall unless they get someone to go with them. And I think that's kind of strange. I like to do things myself too. I spent a lot of time as a little kid. What I used to do in New Rochelle was take my allowance and go to the train station and see how far I could go on the train with money I had. And I'd go to another town and I'd go and find a soda shop or something and go sit down and get a Coke and look around and then get back on the train and go home. I don't even know if my parents knew I was doing that because I was probably 10 when I did that.
Well, you have to judge us. To judge us because they're older. You judge your daddy, your mommy, your grandma from my mommy's side, your relatives. And I don't think we all good people. You see, we have no vices, we family people, you know, we do the best we can, you know, and I hope you and Rosalind and Nancy do the same, and your children, your grandchildren, because this is just goes down and down and down, like we inherited from our folks. We pass them to our children, to your children down, and this is the best wishes and the best advice I can give you. Just be, you know, truthful to your mate, whatever it is, and you have no problem.
That I've had a very happy life. But part of it may be because I am kind of an optimist or optimistic person or a happy person. I had to write an essay once, and I wrote something like the fact that there is something in me that I can't sink too low emotionally for some reason. Certainly hard things have happened and I've been sad, but I never stay sad for very long.
That's my story today. I don't know. I don't say very good. It's okay, but you're gonna laugh in some time. You can hear it. No, Dimitri.